week, and we're on a roll with great guests. Recently.
It's true.
We're back with another great guest.
It's true, we are. And we're outside.
We're outside. Yes, finally. The summer's really come.
The summer has come. Although, like, it's a little chilly under your tree here, Pam.
It does feel a little chilly. I know.
And if a spider drops from this tree, I'm going to lose my noodle.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
You should have said that. I wasn't thinking about that.
No, I just trying to be
until now.
brave.
That's so true.
I was more thinking, like, if a bird comes out and, like, bird poos, but...
Either or.
You know
It's
what's
true.
weird? You said to me earlier, this tree smelled good.
Yeah.
I actually can't stand the smell of this tree. And I was ChatGPTing. I took a picture of this tree.
Yeah.
Put it in ChatGPT, and whatever that's called. I messed it up. All the letters I got wrong there. I realized that. And I was like, what kind of tree is this? Why does it smell horrible? I thought there was like a dead animal out here.
Do you smell
I
it?
thought it was
think
like
it smells
smelling
good.
bad.
It smells like
Like,
kind of like lilac-y.
Yeah.
Well, and then when I was reading it, it was said the name of the tree, and then say it's known for its sweet fragrance. People love the smell. I was like, oh, I guess my nose just doesn't like it. But
Maybe
I
it
was
was all
like,
your
what's
dog poop in the
stink?
backyard you haven't picked up, Pam.
Could have been
Maybe
it, too.
that's what it is.
It might have been that actually. Now that you say-
But you're like,
Maybe it wasn't the tree.
maybe no one picked up the dog poo for a little
That
while.
probably was it. Now that you're
Well, guys, I hope you enjoy our welcome there.
I know we can never stay on topic. But
We
that's
we,
fine.
we can't. But I don't want to miss this moment because we have a very special guest today. Guys, this is Rachel.
Hi.
Rachel is here with us. And yeah, I met Rachel. I mean, this is going to be, some of your story. I don't know a lot of it. So
Yeah.
this is going to be interesting, even though I know Rachel. But this is, I don't know, I always get excited when I like don't know something.
Yeah.
It makes me feel
Yeah.
like
Well,
ready.
because sometimes even if you're getting friendly with someone on a social, you can't be like, "Tell me everything."
Yeah.
Start at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's just
Really?
like
That's
whatever
how I
comes
like to
out.
do
Oh,
mine.
I was going to
Wait,
say,
is
the
that
first time I met
inappropriate?
Leah, it was, how long did we walk for? Like 2 hours?
yeah,
and just
maybe
like,
3, I don't even know. Like, we just met. Also, love that you said getting friendly. Getting friendly?
You know, like when you're making a friend.
Like, getting
know.
friendly? It sounds
Maybe
like I'm
that's the
dating
wrong
Rachel.
thing. Not like that would be like getting not friendly. That would be like getting. I don't know the word. You
Okay.
can think of something. I'm sure.
I'm sure, but I'm trying to
behave.
behave so that you don't have
encourage
crazy
you.
Oh,
editing
gosh.
to do.
That's right. Okay.
Anyways, guys, this is Rachel, and I'm really excited to hear her story. Rachel and I actually met through our church, and somebody introduced us. I think it was Mel.
It was Mel.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we met through Mel,
Yes.
and she introduced us, and we just kind of met, went for, like I said, 2-hour, 3-hour long walk, and just
Yeah.
realized we are the same person.
Yeah, we have a lot in common.
And so I'm excited for you to get to know Rachel. I mean, like I said, I love her. I think she's lovely. I'm so glad we met.
Love you, Leah.
And I am really excited about this. Okay, so tell us a little bit about who Rachel is.
Okay.
Like, where do I start?
Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm Rachel. I am a sister of, I have 5 brothers.
Wowzers.
Yeah, I know. Poor me. I'm
Are
the
they
sec-
all like older, younger? You in the middle?
I'm the second oldest.
Okay.
And then there's 2 after me, and then my mom was remarried and had twins. So yeah, so they're 26. So yeah, I have 5 brothers.
Crazy.
So when I had my daughter, I felt like I was very deserving of that.
Yes.
I was
Oh,
I was
yeah.
owed. Thank you,
Yes.
Lord.
And probably your mom too for like a granddaughter. She's probably like,
Totally. I mean,
yeah.
I am her favorite after all, you know.
Of
but-
course. Yeah.
my brother's gonna be like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah. So I'm, I have five siblings, and yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what else. I'm a hairdresser. I have 2 kids of my own. I'm married, and I don't know where else.
You're like, where else
Where
should
do
I
I
go?
start? Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about like your childhood. Okay, obviously your second. I was going to say in pecking order.
Yes,
What is
that
How does
works.
work?
That's fine.
Second?
Yes.
And so you grew up with 5 brothers. What was that like? What was it like growing up with 5 brothers?
So okay, so I grew up in Jordan, and to be honest, like it was a lot in that short life there. 9 years. I was 9 years old when we moved to St. Catharines.
Okay.
My mom left my dad, and
And how old were you at that age?
I was 9.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. So that's old enough to know.
Definitely
like,
know, yeah.
everything was going on.
Yeah. And it was, I think, a lot of my childhood I actually have blocked out. And I think, and not to be dramatic and be like, oh, trauma, but just
yeah,
you block out things that are things that are out of your control or sad or whatever. Yeah. So I feel like I'm gonna cry.
Okay, you can cry. We do it all here. We cry. We
That's
laugh.
true. We cry and then we laugh and then we laugh and then we cry.
We can edit that part, right? But anyhow, so we got off the school bus, and my grandparents were there to take us, and our church at the time that we were attending to, were also there, emptying out whatever we could gather. So essentially, we went to my grandparents' house, and then my mom came later on that night and brought us to the basement. And anyway, just to tell us what was happening, that my mom was leaving my dad.
Did you have do you remember having like a lead up in your mind? Like, were you shocked, or were you kind of like, oh, I kind of saw this coming, or were you even like, oh, I was hoping this was coming? Like sometimes
I remember saying to my mom that I remember saying to her that it was okay that if we weren't there. I don't remember how the context of it was, but I remember I was sitting on the toilet while she was doing her makeup, whatever. Yeah. But my mom would leave a lot just because for safety, but like also just to escape. Yeah. So the lead up, no, and it's kind of crazy because I remember that night so well when my mom told us that she was leaving him, and I just burst into tears with sadness, even though it was it was sad. It was definitely sad, but it definitely wasn't. It was relief also. I don't know. Yeah. So we went to Women's Place, and my mom, us four, we were there. My littlest brother, I think he was 2 at the time. Wow. Yeah. So she left with, I think, what did she say? Yeah. I think she said, I could be wrong, but I think she had $200 to her name, and that was it. Yeah. So, anyway, so we were there for about 3 weeks, if my memory serves me right. My mom's such a strong fighter. Some people are there for a long time, and that's okay. But she just was okay, and onward and upward, and here we go. And side note to that part of just her strength is that year she won. I think I mentioned this to you in our texting, but that she had won Women of Courage for all of Ontario. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah. So the story's big. It's everybody has one, I guess, right? So it doesn't define us, But yeah, so then we rented a little townhouse on Lakeshore, and it was bliss. It was joy. It was, and it was just good. There was nothing extra about it. We had no money, but it was just good.
And did you do the back and forth? Did you go to your dad's sometimes, or was it kind of? He's no longer here, but he just was a very unwell man. Yeah. So he wasn't able to kind of be oh, let's do 50-50 custody. It wasn't
right. No, gosh, no. And no child support, no, nothing like that. My mom was on her own.
Right. Yeah.
And then, so I didn't often go. My brothers would go more, and it was never a structured, every other weekend, like you're saying. It was just when he felt like it or when he wanted to show up.
Yeah.
And so I stopped kind of going too, because I was just I want to be with my mom. I miss my mom, Yeah. And so then, where am I going with that next?
You were on a house. It was bliss.
And then somewhere on lines when my mom started dating again, and only one person who is now my amazing stepdad. But I had the privilege, I guess you could say, that when my brothers would go to my dad's for an afternoon, we would go with my stepdad. Yeah. Well, my mom's boyfriend at the time. Which sounds so weird to me. And it was a secret. It was a secret. She didn't want the boys to know. She didn't want to introduce men into their life, right? Yeah. So, so we...
how old were you at this point?
I was probably 11,
okay,
I would
so a couple
say.
years later.
Yeah. And we knew him. He was her baseball coach, from when they would play, just
so
Friday night. Yeah, he was familiar.
He was who's this strange man mom met
online? No. And he's just, he was great right from the get-go. Obviously, if you're even entering a situation with 4 children, you have to be some type of
human.
Yeah. And did he have
great
kids?
Human. No kids. Okay, no kids. Yeah. And so then we moved to Vine Street, and my mom rented there, and he didn't move in with us or anything like that, but just moving on to the next and the next, and they got engaged at some point in that short time. Okay. I think at that point, right, at that age, you kind of just know, right? Yeah. So, and in the meantime, my oldest brother left to live with my dad, and just simply that some of his teenage actions were acceptable by my dad and not by my mom, right?
That happens a lot.
A lot in divorce.
Where kids will take
sometimes the parent that's like the path of least resistance, you know, even if it's not what's best for them.
Totally.
It's like if the parent doesn't say no, or sometimes even is a bit neglectful, it's like, well, I can do whatever I want.
Totally.
And I think it's every parent's, like
Yeah.
probably your mom's, ours.
Yeah.
Like
Fear.
deep down
Yeah.
inside is like, well, if this parent is like more lenient or this, like you're saying, one day they're going to want to live there.
Yeah.
One day they're going to like
Right.
end up down that path.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
interesting.
Or you hope that they're going to want to come back,
Sure.
whatever, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and so then they got married. We moved a little further down the street. They bought a house and scrummaged their money together, and we I guess essentially just started life on Mississauga Road. It was just it was great. It was and then so they got married. Then
And right away you were like loving having the stepdad in your life, or was it hard to adjust to? Like, as a
at the
kid, what
beginning
was
it
that like?
felt really safe. It was like
Okay.
he was just a good man, right? So it felt safe. I wasn't used to that.
Right.
And my dad was just an angry, hot-tempered. He was an alcoholic.
Like unpredictable.
Yeah,
kind of person.
yeah, alcoholic
So
and
no stability.
No stability. And anyway, so then I turned into a 14-year-old teenager that was a real brat. I know this. I had major attitude. I was not a bad kid. I just had bad attitude.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, right? Shut up. If you ask like my parents at one time, they thought that I was like the worst teenager ever. I'm like, but I wasn't. Like,
Yeah.
my curfew was 11 o'clock. I would push it till like 11:08, but like I wasn't bad.
You just
rude.
have your mom on this episode.
Yeah. Oh, we've talked about it.
What was Rachel like as a
Right.
teenager?
Yeah.
Tell us all the
Please
story.
walk me through
Yeah.
that.
Maybe we'll just leave that
Yeah.
part. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I think at that point I didn't really have a great relationship with my stepdad because
Right.
You were just being
I was just annoyed. I was
Yeah.
just annoyed.
Yeah. And he's probably annoyed with you, and it's just like
Yeah, and I was
space.
annoying.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
fair.
Yeah.
So anyhow, then they had twins.
So how old are you when your mom gets pregnant with the
I'm-
twins?
It is okay. So I knew she was pregnant in the summer before going into grade 9.
Okay.
And it was so it was grade 9.
Yeah.
It was my first day of school, and she picked me up. It was also my first day working at Tim Hortons, so it was like it was a big day,
Right.
Big day.
high school.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Tim
and so she
Hortons, all that.
so she picks me up and she's like, I knew she was going for an ultrasound, and I said, so like let me see it. And I said, where's the head? Probably with a lot of sass, you know.
Right.
Where's the head?
Where's the head?
And
Where's
she's like,
this thing?
yeah. And she's like, that's a head and that's a head. And she just started to bawl. It's like, it makes sense. I mean,
Right.
that's
It's like overwhelmed.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
at this point you have one older sibling, and then two younger siblings.
yeah. And then, so there's 4 of us and then plus 2.
Right. And then she's
Wow.
thinking one more. But
Yeah. They were thinking one more. It was planned.
Right, and
But
that's
2 was the surprise. Yeah. So So I remember just being like, can we just go? Like, can you just not get away from my high school? Like while you're crying in the driveway? Like I was mortified.
Like, get out of here.
so embarrassing, Mom.
Yeah, I was mortified, but I was excited too.
Yeah.
Really hoped one was going to be a girl.
Yeah.
It's okay that they weren't because they're awesome. But yeah, and so they came and it truly connected all of us. Like it
Right,
connected,
yes.
just my all of us. Like,
Just,
like we all had something in
solidifies your
common.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all had the same mom,
Yeah,
right? So so
And for you, I'm just thinking like my daughter is that age. She's about to enter high school, and she begs me all the time to have another baby. Like she's like, so I feel like for you that would have probably
Yeah.
been like the best
It's a
thing
good
ever to
idea.
have like
I agree.
little
yeah.
Pam.
Hey.
No,
Yeah, she's so cute.
there's no other babies coming. No, thank you.
You never know what the Lord has planned.
Oh
man.
yeah, really? Okay, let's talk about your
That's
husband.
great.
Yeah, exactly. That's not what the Lord has planned, Pam. Yeah, you want to go
Okay.
there?
I love it.
Rewind
I
that.
love it.
Never mind. Back to Rachel.
Exactly.
That's great.
Okay.
So were you like gonna be like, I'm gonna be the babysitter, I'm gonna take care of the kids, or were you kind of like, that's your thing, Mom, they're cute, but like I'm not really super involved?
Like I don't know what I thought at that time. I think I was excited. I think
Yeah.
like babies are great, but my mom still owes me for babysitting.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
even when my kids were and when my kids were like little, I would take her I would take her
Right.
kids,
Right.
And so I'm
Because
like,
when your
she
kids were
owes me.
little, how old were her kids?
I'm just trying to think. So the twins were 5 at my wedding, and
Wow.
and then so Landon is going to be 19 this year, and Jake and Josh are 26. So what's the difference there?
Whoa.
Okay,
So
wow.
7 years.
That's it?
Yeah.
So
Maybe
they're
they're a little
like
older.
uncle,
That's
like uncle
crazy.
cousins kind of.
Yeah,
vibe.
they're
Like,
they're
yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Then they're pals. Like Landon is like that's his like Jake. We were just at West seeing him, and that's one of his best friends for sure.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
And that's
Yeah,
his uncle, but they're more like
and he still calls him Uncle Jake. Even like
Yeah,
yeah,
even
it's
though
great.
they're,
Yeah.
like, similar to.
They're closer in age than I am
Yeah.
with him,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so fun though.
Yeah, it is fun. Yeah.
love it.
I mean, yeah, built-in babysitters, what could go wrong, right?
Keep that from your kids, that experience.
You don't want to keep
Anyways.
a nice old stepfather for your children.
That's
Pam.
great.
I think I do, actually. I feel like a baby is way lower risk than a man. So actually,
I love that.
You're like,
I
moving
love
on.
that. Yes.
Pam and I
moving.
will just have a little fight on the
just
side
have
here.
constant fights
Baby
at
for
the same
husband.
thing.
I'll have a baby.
Oh my
if you have a
gosh.
husband.
How would I just have your baby?
Oh.
Wait a minute. No, that's not what I meant. Never mind. Okay.
And
meant.
Surrogate.
I meant like anyways, sorry.
Oh my
moving on.
gosh.
Pam
I
and I
love
are
that.
a little tired today,
go
guys.
ahead.
Going back to Rachel's story.
I'm just gonna edit that part out.
No, I think it's
Nonsense.
great. It's not nonsense. It's amazing. Pam, this is what the science is about. Is our joking side.
Yeah.
I
true.
will cut all editing privileges from you.
This is when I'm walking and I'm listening to the podcast and I'm laughing out loud and people are like, this lady's crazy walking and laughing by herself. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so
You're like,
fun.
this is it.
Yeah.
Well, this is behind the scenes, Rachel.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is all for you.
I love it. I'm
Okay,
here
so
for it.
At the wedding, they are. No, sorry.
Yeah,
Your
they're
wedding. You were
5,
saying
yeah.
they're 5. So no, we're wide. So your mom gets pregnant. You babysit a lot.
Were they ring
You
bearers
grew up
at your
with
wedding?
They
I just have
were.
to-
Of course they
Oh,
were.
I'm just
And they were
imagining
so
it. Like,
stinking
yeah,
cute.
Of course. Yeah.
They really were.
You
Yeah.
have to.
Stop
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but okay, what else can I tell you about me?
So after they get remarried, these boys bond to you. You go through a bit of like rebellious stage. What
Mm-hmm.
does rebellious stage Rachel look like? I need to know this.
Oh, I don't know, Leah.
Were you making a testimony for yourself?
Little House on the Prairie. Like Pam. That's
No, I wasn't. I had some sass.
Yeah.
I always had a boyfriend.
All right.
A little boy crazy.
Yeah, little boy crazy. But that kind of goes back to like not having a father figure, I think too. I
I
think there's
think
so
that's so
much truth in
common.
that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like, yeah.
Kind of like looking for that love and male attention from
Mm-hmm.
this kind of like
Other
second best. Right. So
Yeah.
you must have been pretty young when you met your husband then.
I was,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I always had a boyfriend.
Yeah, right. You're like, let's go, boys. Line it
Yes,
up.
this is right. Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, so rebellious me.
Yeah.
I did some stupid things.
Yeah. You don't need to go into the details, but I just mean like.
Okay, I'll
you're,
tell you
like,
one.
Okay.
Oh.
Tell us what you
One.
One.
Just
Only
one.
one?
Yeah, one. Because I don't have that many, Leah. So I
Juice.
maybe on another walk
Yeah.
when I really open up.
just secretly mic her up.
That's
yeah,
Exactly.
For a walk.
Just
Sorry.
Yeah.
between you and
Hold on, I
I.
just need to
Just, like,
connect
hold this
yeah, the
for
whole
me.
time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I had a party.
Oh.
Yeah, and it
At
wasn't
your
supposed.
parents'
Yeah, and I wasn't supposed to be. They were away, obviously, and I wasn't supposed to be staying at home. So I had. This is. I don't know. This is bad.
You go for it.
Does your mom
I'm
already
here
know?
for it.
Yeah, she
Okay,
did.
she
Oh,
already
they
knows,
know.
it's fine. Yeah,
They
it knows
know.
in your
Fine,
mind.
fine.
Anyway, okay, so.
You're like, oh God.
So I had a house key made, like another house key made, because I was
Oh,
going to
you
have this
thought
party.
ahead.
Oh, I thought ahead,
Oh,
but it was only going to be like 10 or 12 people.
Yeah,
like it wasn't
always-
supposed to be
always
big,
does that.
and it's
Yeah,
like it's like the movies, like
Sorry,
it,
what
in
grade are you in here?
grade 9.
Oh.
Yeah, grade 9.
Yeah.
And again, maybe that was all. I don't know.
It's the rebellious. It's
Maybe, yeah.
100%.
And that grade 9 year was tough. I went to Governor Simcoe and then begged my mom to go to Eden and like just to get out of that. So it was bad vibe of friends and
Sure.
whatever. Anyway, and so I remember we got in and all of a sudden there was just people just showing up.
Because you weren't supposed to be staying there? Is that
No,
why you
I
had
was supposed to be at my
housekeeping?
friend's house, and then and so
Oh.
that's why I got the key and my key maid that was probably taken away from me like while I was
Right.
gone.
Yeah.
And then and then it just erupted. It did, yeah.
Like a kegger?
No. It was more like I remember like our stereo got broken, and I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And I remember just being like, forget it.
Right.
I can't even,
now.
yeah.
Yep.
And then my parents came home, and I like as if my neighbors weren't gonna
Right.
tell on me. Like obviously
Yeah.
they
Right.
were, right?
Did they come home that night? Like
No,
came
they
home
were
to- okay.
no, they were in Ottawa. So I think they
Okay.
came home like maybe like 2 days later. Anyway,
Okay.
and my dad was driving me to work, and he's like, "Are those tire marks in our front lawn?" Yeah. I was like, what? Where? I totally knew that they were there.
That.
So anyhow,
Hey.
so yeah, it was not my proudest moment, and I just owned it. And I remember when I got home from work that night, I just was like, yeah, I did. Like I just owned it, and they were so mad that I wasn't like fighting back, right? Instead of being like, well, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I was like, you're right, I'm wrong. I was in the wrong. I'm sorry. Like I just owned it, and they were like, it was almost like they were ready for the fight, and I didn't give it to them.
Okay.
Anyway, it was stupid. Oh, it took my dad a long time to get over that one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But anyhow,
Okay, so that was like your rebellious side.
yeah,
Just having
Yeah.
little parties.
just kind of trying to figure out who I was, and
Absolutely.
I wasn't doing. I was losing a lot of my friends because I wasn't doing the things that they were doing, and
Right.
you know,
Like caught between two worlds. Of,
Yeah.
like, trying to have a little fun, a little rebellious, but also trying to do the right thing.
yeah,
Like, and not be super bad, like super crazy.
yeah, I guess, yeah. Anyway,
I love it. I'm not here for these stories. I wish that I could have more, but I'll have to wait.
yeah, I
I'll have
guess,
to wait for that.
yes,
Okay, so insert because you are married to your high school sweetheart.
I am, yes,
So in between all the boy crazy boys that you dated,
yeah.
where did the story go from
Start.
that?
Okay, so well, it's kind of corny, but it's just our story. But
Yeah.
we both worked at Harvey's, and I remember sitting on like the sidewalk one day, and he was walking up, and I said to my friend, I was like, he's gonna be my boyfriend. I just know it, and yeah, here we
Wow.
are. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
So,
what
sorry.
was it about him? Like what drew you to him even back then at that young age?
Honestly, he's still the same person. He's just a genuinely nice guy. He has no enemies. That's what I always say. Brandon has no enemies.
Yeah.
He's just he talks a lot, and he knows that, but he has no enemies. Nobody dislikes him.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess that's so. It's like, and I remember I had said to myself after breaking up with the boy before that, I was like, I'm not dating anybody until I can see myself marrying that person.
Okay.
And it was just, why waste time? Doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to marry that person. I say the same things to my kids. I'm like, if you're going to, like, if you can't see a future, a potential, then don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyhow, that was kind of my new found goal and whichever. Anyhow, and so yeah, we started dating in grade 11, and here we are. Well, I mean, I think that it's great. I honestly, I know it sounds super cheesy. I think the first time I met you, we talked about like marriages and whatever, and I was like, I'm so happy. Like, I am. I really am. I'm so happy. We've been married for 21 years, and he's a dream. What's it like? Well, he listens to me. No kidding.
Yeah.
You know what? The truth, like, I think our secret would be is our communication is great. We always are talking. We're always about everything, everything. But we always pursue each other, and I think that that's really what has made it work. Sometimes he's doing 80% of life for our family, and sometimes it's me, and there's no grudging. There's whatever. It's just
You're just like a real partnership.
yeah, we're a real partnership. Yeah, we are for sure.
Interesting. And so you guys had kids somewhat young, right?
I think really young.
Yeah.
Because you married.
We got married when I was 20.
Okay,
And he
yeah,
was
makes
21.
sense. Okay.
Yeah. So
So was he a year older than you in high school?
Yeah.
Like he is. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And so yeah, we got engaged when I was 19 and he was 20, and I remember thinking people would never take us seriously.
Yeah.
Like I remember going into the salon that I worked at, and I was like telling them, but I was also like, it's for real. Like it was, and I had
I know I'm young, but
yeah. And I remember I had this one client, she was like, just think about how much you're going to change from, when you were 13 to 16, 16 to 20. And it's true. It's totally true. Thankfully, Brandon and I totally grew up together. We were each other's best friends. We are each other's best friends. But so you do. And I think that's where a lot of like young marriages can sometimes not turn out great. It's because they grow apart. They grow up. They grow differently, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you guys grew like together.
Totally together.
And
Totally
I do
together.
feel like, I don't know what you think about this, if you would apply this to your own relationship, but I feel like in the successes that you hear of situations like that, it kind of goes back to the morals and character and values don't change.
Yeah.
But maybe some of the interests or some of the seasons of life or jobs or those things change. But if your values and morals are in line, some of those things aren't as catastrophic. Whereas I think sometimes people marry young, maybe based on like, oh, we worked at the same place or we had the same common interests, and they don't undersee that there's the bad values and morals.
True.
So then when they lose that, it's like, oh, I'm left with this person that we don't have this shared thing anymore. And I never noticed this person. We don't have the same values. We don't have the same outlook on life. So would you say that it was similar with you guys? Like there's a lot of changes, but like the core of who you are as people, what's important to you was the same?
Yes, 100%. I mean, if I think about when we were first married, I remember we got into, like, we would fight about, like, little stupid things. Like, I remember he bought a candle and, like, at Walmart, and it was, like, $7. Like, we are saving for a house? Like, we would fight about stupid things, right?
Of course.
But, like, we always, we've changed, we've matured, we've done all the things, but I think our number one goal is each other, and it's never changed. And I speak on Brandon, like, his character has never changed. He has always just been the same great person, but we grew together, you know, and we did a lot of life together. So like just the two of us, because we were getting married and we lost a lot of our friends because they of course not everybody was doing that. That was kind of rare.
Right.
And then we were, you know, having babies, and like, so they're out, you know, having fun and like whatever, traveling and whatever, and we're like broke and, you know,
babies
just,
and diapers.
babies and diapers,
Your
and
kids
just,
are close in age too, right?
yeah, they're super close in age. Yeah.
That's right.
So I had Landon when I was 23.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta think. No, I was 22. And then at our 1 year anniversary, we decided that we were going to start trying, like, big mature people, you know? Like, we
1
should
year.
really, like, it was like the movies. We should just do this.
Sure.
Anyway, so yeah, we had Landon the following year. So we were married for 2 years by that time. And then Landon was 8 months, and I found out I was pregnant again. I was like, how did that happen? I have no idea. Yeah, right? Oh, gosh. All I know is that I was on birth control for a hot minute, and it just made me crazy. So I was like, I was off of it, and then a baby came. So anyway, so they're 17 and a half months apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
I know that we talked even on our walk, and you just mentioned, like, losing a lot of your friends because you got married young and were parenting young. And so what did that look like? I guess really it pushed you and Brandon closer together.
We were
what
all
else-
each other. We were all we had. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so what made, like, how did you guys develop different friendships in that season? You know what I mean?
With other people?
Yeah.
We didn't. Like, to be honest, like, there wasn't,
Wow.
I mean, not many 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds are married, having babies and whatnot, right? So we just, we had some friends from church, but yeah, I shouldn't say we didn't.
Right.
We had some friends from church that were great. We would, you know, but it was a lonely season. As much as we had each other and we were happy to be with each other, it was just us.
Yeah.
You know, and anyway, and then I had a mom's group that, like, you know, started at the church, and then I had some friends. We would kind of get together, I think like once a month or whatever.
Okay.
But even that started to change when like you start to parent differently, and like you know, like
It's a big thing.
yeah, it is a big thing, right? So
And then when your kids kind of entered school, do you feel like then did you become, I feel like it's so common to become friends with your kids' friends' moms. Like that's the whole season that you like.
Yeah.
Did you find that then?
Yeah, and yes and no. I kind of felt like I was like this young mom, and I always would be like, not that it matters. It doesn't matter. I was.
Yeah.
But I always felt like I needed to like prove myself. Like I was obviously like a little bit insecure.
Yeah.
Of just like I am married and like I don't just have these kids because you know like right.
And probably nobody else is thinking that, but
No,
you
nobody.
feel
You're
like
thinking
people.
it.
Totally.
People probably don't even notice that you're not the same age as them, but you're probably thinking in those situations, oh, I'm so much younger. They probably think I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm just a baby. And it's funny how your mind totally distorts like probably reality.
Yeah.
That's right.
And now I would tell myself like if that was me back then, I would say, who cares?
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I did care. I don't know. I guess I did. I had mom friends that I would visit, whatever, but like visit like at the school with pickup time. So it wasn't like a huge friendship connection.
Sure.
But and then some of our past friends started having babies, and so then that loop kind of like closed in again, right? And then it changed again as my kids got older and didn't want to come to the barbecues, and they saw the little ones, and I mean, I don't want to be around everybody's little ones all the time, right? Like, right? So we stopped. We kind of changed too. Yeah.
What do you think is like the main thing that kept you guys like aligned and moving together instead of apart? Because young marriages happen all the time, like we just said, and we often see that they don't survive for whatever reason, and that's in the Christian world and the secular world
For sure.
And I just want like
I would say for starters, 100% our faith.
Right.
That's always been our number one. But honestly, I can truly say, and I don't know if I said this to you or not, but I can truly say that that Brandon is the reason why I think we stayed together. I think I was probably more the difficult one. Even now, I mean, we're women, right? We can, but Brandon was definitely, is always the one that was just the patient and so that's why we just, wherever I was saying we were going, not that I was like wearing the pants or whatever, but like I am strong and I'm driven and whatnot, and he just was like not like a puppy dog, just he would just like, okay, yeah, you got it, like we're in this together, 100%. And so I would truly say that that's what it is. We supported each other the whole way through.
Did Brandon have a good upbringing?
I mean, he's got a lovely mom. His dad isn't in the picture.
Okay.
Yeah, I've met him. I haven't. The last time I saw him was Lila's second birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Because I know sometimes that can play into it either way.
Totally.
Right? It's
totally.
Like if you have a really good upbringing and an amazing family, it just creates these incredible men. But also, sometimes with men, they don't have that father figure or somebody growing up, and so it causes them to be like, I don't want to be anything like that.
Or know how.
So I'm going to be the man that I never had.
Right.
And so that's where I was more curious.
Yes, and I would 100% say that Brandon and I have said we both come from broken homes.
Right.
That was never an option for us, period. So we have to make this work.
Right.
And even after the day that we decided we were going to try for a baby, we kind of said that again. We were married for a year happily. And so of course our answer was going to be yes, we still love each other so much. But it was really, really, really important to us that if we were going to have children, they were not going to be in a broken home, for the simple fact that we both had the same thing. But yes, he's nothing like he's nothing like his dad. That was his goal to be better. It was for sure. And and even for myself, being able to trust that it's going to go that way, right? That it's with my own dad, not being a great person.
Right, because I'm sure when your mom married your dad, she obviously thought he was great too. Otherwise, you wouldn't get married,
of
right?
Course.
So
of course.
That I think can be what's scary. I think even my kids have said, I don't know, before, I don't even understand why you ever married dad. What were you thinking? And I would just be like, but because it wasn't the lived experience we've had now is hindsight.
Yes.
At that moment, obviously, I did not think we'd end up here.
Right. That was never of course, yes.
And I think even I see that with my own kids, probably more so my daughter, because she's of dating age, where I've seen her have some of those, and not if she's expressed those fears to say, but what if someone's tricking you? Or what if they're going to change completely because you thought, dad was this one way, and then he's really this way. What if that happens to me?
Right.
And that is I think a reality sometimes when
for
kids,
sure.
You have to sort through that as you yourself, as the child of that, are entering the dating phase and relationships to figure out what that means to you and how you're going to process that and move forward and make healthy choices and not be fearful.
Yeah,
right?
totally. Yeah, I mean, going back to my mom, with her marrying my dad, of course she loved him, and he was great, and when he passed, the grief that we all experienced was hard, because she and I and people maybe don't understand that, but she's like, he is a part of my he's the reason why I have you kids, there's so much to that. It's
very complex.
It is.
Talk about that all the time, about how complex broken families even are, when it feels like maybe if you've never experienced it should just be well, this terrible thing happened or he did this to you, so you just move on and you screw him and and you make your life better, and it's sure, in some sense, but there's always that you still are a family, right? That still was someone, as the spouse, someone that you committed to and loved, you had kids with. That's still your kid's parent and father, even if they disappointed the children, or the children still have a love and affinity for that parent to some degree, often, maybe not always, but and it is. So it is those situations are more complex with grief and whatever, and people well, why would you be sad? He wasn't even in your life, or he wasn't a good dad. It's no, it's hard to explain it. It's no, but you still are. There's still a loss there.
It's
and
true.
Maybe sometimes even the loss of what you always thought what could have been better, and the ideal that you think, well, maybe he could have one day, and then now that's never possible, right? Like,
and that's very bang on, because even like when my dad did pass, it was bizarre. It was crazy how it all happened, but it was ironically like 2 weeks before that. Am I allowed to go on with that?
Yeah. Keep going.
2 weeks.
How old were you?
This was it was 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Older.
Yeah. So I was 36.
Okay. 2 weeks before.
Yes. So 2 weeks before that, my girlfriend and I, we were walking, and she has an estranged relationship with her biological dad as well. And we both talked about, like, would you be sad if you found out that they died?
Yeah.
And we, like, both of us were like, no.
Yeah.
No. And then, 2 weeks later, there were some other things going on that I don't really, can't touch on too much, but I was just in keeping tabs on some of my family members for safety.
Yeah.
And there was one girl that would just kind of give me feedback, like, my oldest brother's kids are okay, and like just just like, and it was just like, and I would relate to my mom or whatever. Anyhow, my brother had been in jail at the time, and he that's why I was checking on my niece and nephew. And she called me, and she goes, and also your dad didn't show up to pick up your brother from jail. He was supposed to bail him out, or however that looks.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. So not having a relationship with him, I called one of my other brothers.
Yeah.
All of them, whatever.
Yeah.
And I just like explained the situation. I'm like, I just have a really bad feeling. And my brother Neil was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I think we need to do a welfare check.
Right.
And I was like, he's like, okay, yeah, okay. Right? He's like, well, then do it. I'm like, well, if he's fine, I don't want him to know that I was like checking in on him, because I don't want to open up this can of worms, right? And and so Neil eventually called, and I just knew, and then he called me, and told me that my dad had passed, and he was sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's so sad. Yeah.
It's not regret though.
Like no one knew.
Nobody knew. He had been dead for a couple of days. Yeah. Wow. Or so we think. Right. Whatever.
Because he never remarried or anything.
No.
Did he remained single? Okay.
He never could get his feet back on the ground. Yeah. And so it was gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, of course, because the opportunity for that repair, even like death is so final.
It is. Yeah.
I have like a friend who has a really tough relationship with a parent, and she's kind of in a very like, nope, I don't care. Yeah, they're dead to me.
It's guarding yourself.
And and I get it. Like when I look at what she's been through, I'm like 100%. I understand, but also I'm like, but once that person is gone, like that's so final, and I think it hits you differently when it happens, and then it's too late. But and not that you don't have boundaries, and it's good to be guarded. Like I see both sides, but also it doesn't mean you wouldn't be sad.
Totally. When I became a mom, that's when I had officially cut off that relationship with him, because it just wasn't healthy for my kids to see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he passed, I had forgiven him. I truly had forgiven him. I think you guys have talked about this on your podcast too, about forgiveness, but it's okay to not have that person in your life. Yes, and I knew that it was okay. I was convicted of that for a short season, I remember, but I was like, no, it's okay. I'm being a mother. I'm protecting, right? Yeah. But yeah, so and going back to kind of like, even when all of my brothers, we all spoke at his funeral, and that was one of the things I wrote in there. And it was crazy to hear all of us being so different, but mine was just like, I wish we could have, should have. And I believe he's in heaven though, and I believe that I'll see him again. I do.
Yeah. And I think it's not even so much like you said about like the regret. It's not like the regret of it. It's probably that like feeling inside that's like, I wish that things could have been different, and now they can't. It's the finality of it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And grief is not linear, right? People think that it should look one way or another way, and you just never know. Like I say this all the time. My dad's been sick most of my life, and now is in a home with dementia, and I've had to say goodbye to him countless times, being like hooked up to life support, like in the ICU, not gonna make it through the night, yada 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 yada. And so I feel prepared as you can be, because I'm like, I've done this so many times, and I have so many people that are like, Leah, I don't think you're like, you say that, but I don't think like you're ready for like that final moment. I'm like, yeah, but I've said it so, like, I've been preparing for his death literally since I've been 6 years old,
right?
And so I just feel like I've lived on borrowed time, you know, with him or whatever. But they're like, no, but like, I just don't think like you're fully ready. And I'm like, so I guess I'll know when that moment happens, and I'm gonna.
And you might be like, you might, you know, like you said, like grief is this, it's so different for everyone. It is wild.
Yeah.
And I don't think I actually ever have given enough grace or empathy to somebody who was actually truly grieving, like whatever it is.
Sure.
You know, I can be empathetic, sure, but like you really don't understand it until it happens. Yeah. But yeah, and then kind of going back to like, you know, kids knowing their dad and like, how did you ever love him or whatever, right? My mom would, like, for a while we would talk about it, and we would cry, and like not cry, but like just, you know, get emotional about it, of like, yeah, like she did love him at one point, right?
Sure.
Yeah. But
and nobody goes into a marriage, I mean, we've talked about this on countless times, knowing that a divorce is happening, or knowing that like you wouldn't choose that life.
Of
so
course.
For your mom, she didn't go into that marriage with your dad being like, yep, I'm gonna get divorced when the kids are this age, and it's gonna be hell, and I'm gonna have to leave. No, so your mom will forever grieve, whether he was the most amazing guy that left her, or she had to leave him for fear of safety, whatever it may be. That will always be something that plays in her head, because nobody wanted that life. No one signs up for that life.
No.
Right? So that is something that I think that Pam and I try to talk about often on this podcast, is like, divorce is so complex because of the grief that it carries through generations.
Yeah.
It's not just, it affects Pam and her kids and Dan. It affects beyond that, right? It didn't just affect your mom. It affected
all of us,
all of you, surrounding areas, generations to come. And I think that's the thing that needs to be talked about more, is a better understanding of the complexities of grief within divorce
and beyond the signing of papers, because what we've talked about so much about feedback we've gotten from other people who haven't been part of that assume that, once those papers are signed and you're divorced and you each have your own home, like you're starting your new life and everything's just put in the past, and you forge forward, and to an extent for sure, but never really. It is messy and complex emotionally forever until the person passes away even, and then you're dealing with the grief of that
something
finality else. Of that, and maybe even someone like, you know, I wonder with even almost a secondary abandonment, if like you couldn't pull yourself together for me and now you can't, it's too late. So it's like you abandoned me one final time in a way. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I do.
And it's just like, so there's like a different kind of hurt and pain with that too, and even a sadness of like, if you love that parent, you want what's best for them, right? Like I think that like I get, not really from Leah because I feel like you understand, but a lot of my friends like give me a lot of flack because I still like, I'm willing to help Dan a lot in his life, and it's not out of like I'm still in love with him, but I want him
the best
to
for him.
And I want him to do well. I want him to get better. I want him to be able to be a really good dad, and to be, you know, to make his life count. I don't want him to one day die and you think, what a waste, this man like never was able to pull it together. So, and of course it's that person's own choice whether they do it or not, but it's okay to still wish for the best for people. And it doesn't mean you want to live with them. It doesn't mean you want to be in all their trauma and drama all the time. But
I think it takes a pretty like strong person though to be able to see that part. Like, you know, like I know 100%. your past is not as what would we use? Like
how do we word it?
Calm and collect.
Mine is definitely more.
But I'm not of your fault. But
right.
Some vitriol.
It's fair enough. So I guess it comes.
That's right.
So I guess it comes from both then, obviously.
Right,
but like
totally.
it does take somebody like to like you like rising up and to do that. Like that's miraculous. Because my mom wasn't doing that, and I couldn't blame her. Like, you know, so.
It does. I tell, I mean, I'm glad that you said, I get some flack, but not from Leah. Because I'm the one that tells you all the time. I'm just like, you are incredible.
Yeah.
But I also think because I've been through like a divorce, I can probably understand it more. Yeah. Because I would be like you.
Totally. Oh, well, you were though. And this is the thing.
Yeah, you'd want to be.
For a couple years there, I remember
Yes.
there was where we were all like, Leah, this is over.
Yes.
And you were just like, I'm believing and I'm going to still forgive him. And I'm going to, and even for me, there were seasons of like, or even so where I have had to put way harder boundaries for safety and for my kids' safety, be like, okay, I can't help you right now because you're too much. I'm just focusing on the kids. But then as things have been like, as he's been able to be a little better, then it's like, okay, well, we can be a little more involved. And then you have to like pull back and like, I don't know if your relationship was like that all with your dad, but I feel like sometimes you have to, like, you can be there more, and then sometimes you can't, and really that's up to them. So it's kind of
and
like,
it would usually be how he would he would be. You're right.
That's right.
Yeah,
Totally,
for sure.
right?
As a
And-
child, you want a parent that's right, but it was more him. It was his actions for sure.
That's
can't-
true because in my situation, look at it, and I think that's where Dan has gotten better at allowing you to be that person.
Yeah.
Not that he's always been perfect at it.
Yeah.
Right.
No, for sure.
But
yeah.
in
And
this
it's-
season at least,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where we've talked about that too, right? Because on my side, it's just definitely not like that. I'm interested in going back a little bit to the more happier note
Yes.
of your marriage. And thinking of, right, no, well, just because I'm thinking, it's been in my head and I don't want to lose the thought. But I feel like we have to have Brandon on more to answer this because I'm going to ask you to like ask him to answer something that he's not going to be able to answer or that you won't be able to answer for him.
Okay.
But I'm more just like, because I'm sitting here, Pam's sitting here, and we're like, what a beautiful love story. It's so amazing and all the things. And I love that for you.
And then you're like this.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm like, right? And especially more like first, because people are like, Leah, how do you say that? Like you're remarried and like it's redeemed and whatever. I was like, yeah, but that's a totally different story. Like I believe in marriage for life. And like when your first marriage doesn't end the way that, it ends and not in the way that you would have ever imagined, it does leave a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth. Even though I'm happily remarried and Alan's like, literally like the nicest, like when you talk about Brandon, I'm like, yeah, that's literally Alan. Like he doesn't have an enemy. Like, and if they do, it's their fault. Like legit.
Yeah.
Like because I don't even understand.
Even still, he probably doesn't have the enemy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And so I'm just more curious because I'm like, okay, Pam and I are sitting here. I'm sure she's maybe thinking the same thing. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm just like, okay.
I'm nervous.
That's great that it worked for you in your first like marriage. But I'm just like, what was it that Brandon had in him that Dan and my ex,
We can't say the nickname we use for him. We got to come up with the podcast for everyone.
I just say ex, didn't have in them to like fight. Right? Like, I'm just like, I'm sitting here going, I want to ask Brandon, what did you have in you? What was the drive in you that you were like, I am in this with Rachel. I am in this
Especially
with
coming
my kids.
from your family situation and his. That's like miraculous, actually. Like,
It is.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what is it that
what
he
is it?
had, the drive in him to go, I am in this for life, not hell, not high water, nothing.
Yeah.
And not even that, like a great marriage.
Yeah.
Like what?
I would be interested to see what he has to say
Yeah.
on that. But I don't think that Brandon feels it's been work. Like that sounds super cheesy maybe, but like I always describe him like this. Not flatline and boring. He's great. He's awesome. The only time you see like his mood really change, it's like, oh, sports. And then like back to reality, right?
Yeah.
And he is so level and consistent. And honestly, consistent's probably a really great word for him. But he just, nothing phases him. We just keep going. And we do fight. Not very often.
Right.
But he's just a gentle man.
Right.
I don't know.
And do you get the sense that he finds his joy like in his family and his wife, and he's not like out there trying to
Totally.
like, I do feel like in marriages that I've seen, even with Alan, actually, I feel like it's the same thing. What I've noticed with men who seem to be good husbands, it seems to be like that's their joy. They're not going out trying to get attention. They're not posting crazy things online. They're not out at the bars. They're not trying to meet people. They're not that's not where they derive their satisfaction. At the end of the day, they want to go home and tell their wife, guess what happened today, or this funny story. They want to go to their boys' sport game or whatever, and that's genuinely joy. Whereas for some men, that's work. And I feel like in both of our prior situations, I would say that was big part of the problem. Like they dreaded it. It was like, then they resent you. Like, I don't want to be here doing this life with you. I want to be out having fun. But if his fun is you and your kids, then
his fun is like putzing around the house. Like even my clients, like, because I work from my home, like he walks back and forth, and like he's always just vacuuming. It's a joke, actually. My clients think it's hilarious because he's always vacuuming. But he really actually does. Yeah, he does get joy out of. I think. Yeah, I've never looked at it that way. Like just being a dad and a husband.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you were to ask him, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, he's very happy. Yeah. But yeah, no, he doesn't go out. Sometimes I'm like, you should go out with some, like, you should go. You know, you want to go away from, yeah, he doesn't do any of that.
That was like our last guest, who will have been on the prior 2 podcasts to this one, Angela. She's the one who first made me think of that with men, because she said that with her husband, Matt. He's also like great husband, great father, awesome guy, stable, like everything. And he doesn't have like a huge social life either. And we have a big friend group. And she said to me the one time that she said to him like something like, you know, Matt, like you need to get some friends and like go out and do things. And he said, why? Like I have you. Yeah. I just want to come home and be with you. I don't want to leave you and go. Yeah. Like, and he has friends.
Of course. Same with Brandon, of course.
You know, and I was like, wait, hold on. What did he say to you? Yeah. And I've never forgot that. I was like, wow. So that's why he's the way he is. He likes coming home.
Yeah. You're like, wow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, I look forward to when he comes home from work. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true. Like,
this is good though. It's good to hear. This is like.
Yes, it is, and I for Angela's husband Matt. You said it was? Yeah. I can relate to. I could see maybe Brandon wouldn't say that because he's not so like poetic, if you will, or maybe that's not poetic, but you know what I mean. He's not. He doesn't vocalize that really, but you could just see it.
Yeah.
You know, you could just. He is happy, and and I like I said, I look forward to whenever he's coming home, whatever. But I mean. Going back, he does have friends, and he is, and like you know, he'll go
not like a recluse.
No, he's super social.
You love spending your time together.
We do, we totally do, and but yeah, no, he. I lost my train of thought there.
It's okay. Do you feel like, you know, that you guys had to prioritize like certain things in different seasons, like, because I know that your kids have done like competitive, like dance or sports or whatever, and so what was that like in those seasons, and like. More so essentially for like date nights and prioritizing time together in the midst of crazy busyness.
Well, we definitely, I mean, it's not always like roses, right? Where it's definitely seasons where it's like we're like burning the candle at both ends for sure. Brandon's way more patient than I am. I'm the one that kind of loses my noodle a little bit, like on stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, some things have to go on the back burner when you are that busy with your kids. And it's so funny because like the last year that I remember being like just every night was something. I didn't dislike that time with, you know, my kids driving them or whatever, but we had not a ton of time together, but then we have coffee together every morning. Like it's a priority. Yeah. So as much as that's not a date night going out, I mean, I love to go out for dinner. It's a connection point. Yeah. And sometimes we don't really talk. Sometimes we have coffee. Or devotions or whatever. Or sometimes just nothing. Yeah. Or doom scrolling, whatever. Just how we're waking up. But it's a priority. And it's funny because once in a blue moon, I'll be like, okay, I'm sleeping in, right, or whatever. Yeah. And he's out, you know, early for work, and I come down, and it's like where our 2 chairs are. It's like there's my coffee, and it's cold. Aww. But like he always pours it no matter what. But I don't know if that answers really that question, but
it totally does.
I mean, there's been seasons, of course, where I'm like, I miss you, even though we're like, you know, but we all know that. So
you're saying you're not doing these like over the top romantic gestures. It's just being together in the simple things, driving to practices, picking kids up, having that morning coffee. That's building in your relationship. It doesn't have to be some like grandiose thing.
Sometimes the things that you're investing in are worth its weight in gold.
That's a good way to put it.
Right.
It's true.
It's like this is better than marriage counseling in 10 years. Or the amount of money that you're going to spend. You always, I feel like, need, you know, some sort of marriage counseling or something to like really invest in your marriage, but I just think that we sometimes put a price tag on things that don't need a price tag. Right.
Totally.
And so like let's invest. Like let's make our backyard our oasis so that we have that time as a family, as friends. And then your kids want to bring their friends over there.
Yeah.
Right? I always say, like, I want our house or our time together be where I want, like, the kids to be there.
Where they land.
Where they land. I don't want them, not that I don't want them other places, but, you know.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
I know. It's true.
We want to know where they are all the time.
It's so true. I definitely don't. Side note, the other day.
Hardest thing is, side note also, is when your kids are turning at this age where like, I'm an adult. I'm like, you're actually not.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you are on paper.
Yeah.
That's it. You didn't just turn 18 and become an adult.
That's right. Or when they think that they want to, like, that they know more or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
This stage of parenting is, it's definitely next level. But Zeke the other day worked at Canadian Tire, your favorite place.
Yes.
And,
It is a great store.
I think his shift was till 9:30 and he biked.
Okay.
So then by the time that kid got home, Pam, it was 10 p.m.
Whoa, he went to bed
Yeah.
late.
That's right.
Home in the dark, Leah. How did you survive? Were you bringing a paper bag the whole
No,
time?
I was following him.
I was
on
gonna
the
say
360.
that.
I was watching his speed.
Like eating your popcorn.
Yeah, I was like, well, because also it was dark and I was a little bit nervous to let him bike home. I was like, okay, the kid's 6 feet.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
big boy.
Yeah.
He's going to be fine. But I'm like watching him but I just laughed and I was like, well, I guess he can't tell Canadian Tire that like, sorry, I've got to go to bed.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah.
he, he got home,
time,
he got
yeah,
home a
it's
little
time.
bit late. But
That
it's
life 360 is a blessing and a curse.
hard. It is.
It is.
It
yeah.
is.
It's-
I love it, but I also like you could get consumed by it.
You can.
Well,
I
and
know.
now, like nowadays, like what you were sharing about, like the party with like the ring
Oh, yeah, I
doorbell.
for-
camera,
I forgot.
There's nothing.
Oh, I know.
Nothing can happen like that
Oh,
anymore.
no, it's
Our
so
kids
true.
are gonna have to try a lot harder to do
lot
any
harder.
mischief because we're just like tracking them like little stalkers,
It's
like
so-
on the phone, whether they're with us.
But
or-
I also find that makes my anxiety like heightened too. Like Lila had an accident in February, and anyway, so now it's like she leaves to drive to school, and then 360 will say, "Oh, she's arrived at school." I'm like, "Thank you, Lord."
Yeah.
Every single time, every single time, it's
that's
terrible.
amazing.
Even on my way here, it was like, "Oh, Lila left school," so that means that she's going somewhere for lunch, which is fine.
Fine, yes.
But I'm also like, "Oh man, where is she going?" Like, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway.
because it does. It's a blessing and a curse for sure.
Yeah.
Do you feel like with you and Brandon, you guys parent similar as well? Do you feel like you guys fall into like the same?
question.
That is a good question. I would say no.
Oh.
I would say that I always thought that I was going to be the tougher one, the one that was going to be like, like we split, strict.
Yeah.
I mean, moms, well, maybe not you guys, but me, I think a lot of moms can get like persuaded by the kids because let's be real, they ask
Right.
us way more or more often in general. Brennan is so, my kids know exactly what they're going to get no matter what. Whereas me, not so much. Sometimes
Okay.
I'm
You
like,
can work mom a little.
yeah, and then sometimes I'm like, it's fine, and other times I'm like, I lose my ever loving mind.
Okay.
Yeah, it's happened a couple times. But
Okay.
yeah, so
But
I'm
you're more like
but
the
I'm
lenient
I
one.
am more the lenient one, but I'm the one that like struggles with like guilt or like and then sometimes I'm like, why did I say no to that? Was it really worth it for that, but I have the guilt factor has always been a sucker for me, but Brandon is the first one to say. In fact, we had a little kid episode, whatever, parenting thing the other night, and I was trying to like just not be emotional about it, whether that's anger or sadness, whatever, emotional in general.
Yeah.
And then we go into our room and Brandon's like, "You said nothing wrong." And so he has started to do that more so, just again, a new navigation of parenting older kids. But he's like, because I will lay in bed and I'll feel guilty about maybe I shouldn't have said this, or like, was I too hard or whatever. And he will be like, "You said nothing wrong." And it's good. It's validation.
Yeah.
So we definitely parent very differently.
And does
for
that
sure.
ever cause an issue?
No. I mean, no, sometimes I'm like, okay, like he's so black and white.
Right.
Sometimes I'm like, okay, let it go for a second, but no, not really. Sometimes, but not really.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's just, we know how we parent.
Yeah.
And our kids know how we parent, so they know who to come to with
yeah.
what they want, right?
That's
And
right.
and who to go to first or whatever, right? So
They know how to like
Funny.
work the system a little
yeah,
bit.
they do. That's
It
big.
does. It's a very interesting dynamic because, I hear even like some of my friends that are been married 20, 21 years, but they parent very different and it can cause issues within their
Oh,
marriage.
yeah.
Even
Yeah.
like, within a healthy, normal nuclear family. Is that what is
Yeah.
it called?
Yeah,
Nuclear?
that's right. That's
I think
right word.
nuclear
Yeah.
family. Yeah. So, but it can cause issues. But like, even as you were saying that, that you went into your room and you were feeling that like guilt or whatever, and Brandon was able to say like, no, you said nothing wrong. I think that's something that goes overlooked. Definitely like when you're a single mom, for sure, that you don't have that to like
fall back,
bounce off
that
of, like,
voice of reason for you. Yeah.
And we've talked about this off camera too.
Yeah.
Even in like a second marriage, blended family, it is still very different, because Alan absolutely can come in and he will like, sometimes say to the kids like stop being disrespectful, like you shouldn't talk to your mom like that or whatever. But because he's not their dad, they will never fully, not, I don't even know the words I'm looking for, but it's just different, right? Where if they had their father, their biological father in the picture, to say, you don't talk to your mom that way.
Yeah.
It holds more weight.
It holds more weight. So it's not that like a stepfather can't do that. It's not that that's not their place, or stepmom.
Right.
It absolutely is. But when it's your parent, it holds a different weight. So I often, and like this is again like a no hit to like Alan, but I say often, and people like, I think now hopefully you're understanding a little bit more, but I'm trying to bring awareness to like, it still will feel like I'm single parenting sometimes, because I do have my kids 90% of the time.
Sure.
And so, they go to their dad's like twice, 2 weekends a month. And so for the other 90% of the time, I feel like I'm parenting kind of on my own. So when I'm making a decision, yes, am I running it past Alan? For sure. But it holds a different weight when I'm like, I just need somebody to like
validate it and have the power of that. Yeah.
And or kind of like, maybe grab one of them and say, no, you will not be disrespectful like that. You will not. And from a place of like, I do think it needs to come from the father, right? And so especially like a father, we learn about it biblically, like that a father needs to like uphold their children, and they need to like be that like place of like, you will not disrespect your mother, right? Yeah. But the problem is when the father's disrespecting their mother, and they're seeing that, right? So I had a big cry, even just last night. We had like a worship night at our church, and I dropped the kids off and didn't go in because I couldn't. Whoa.
It's okay. It's okay. We can have a cry here too.
Wow, I don't ever cry. Well, it takes a lot.
Hard. Yeah. It's your kids. That's what'll always get you.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Those kids. Yeah.
Kids. Anyways.
Yeah. I feel like I had that dynamic in my family, and I appreciate it now. Yeah. But at the time I hated it. My parents were like an unbreakable force. Like I remember my dad would be like at work sometimes. My mom stayed home with us, and like something would happen, we'd get in trouble, and you feel like, it's a misunderstanding. Like you didn't do the wrong, and you want to be, but I was just, and and I remember sometimes my mom would say like, go to your room until your father gets home, and then I'd be like, no, because you go to your room, and then what's coming. I would hear her like out in the kitchen, like telling
I'm going to tell your father.
Yeah. I'd be like, she's leaving out these details, and I need to explain. But there was no like, and then my dad would come in to talk to me, and there was no like, well, honey, what? No, it was just like, this is what happened.
Yeah.
These are the consequences. I'm disappointed. Don't you ever talk to your mom like that or behave like that. And then that was that. There was zero opportunity for us to plead our case. Nothing. My dad was uninterested. It was like, whatever mom said happened is what happened.
Right.
I don't care what you think happened.
Right.
And I'm going to deal with it. And it was just like, there was no like going from one parent to the other. Or sometimes like, if we'd ask my dad for something and he'd be like, well, did you ask your mom? And then if you did, you'd be like, well, what did she say? And it's like, well, whatever she said, that's the answer.
We would do that too, for sure.
Like, so in when I was a kid, I used to be like, oh, this is so unfair. But as an adult, you see, that's so healthy. Actually,
it is so healthy. Kids want that. They want the boundary. They want this, like the.
They need it.
Yeah, they need somebody to sometimes direct for them and give them the answer and know exactly what to expect. I think too, right? But I mean, my kids like. Brandon would be the same way. He would say like, well, what did your mom say? Or like whatever. But we're kind of past that age also too. Right. They're like, I just know I'm going to ask mom because it's probably going to be yes.
Right. So like, this is a shortcut. We're not going to waste our time.
Totally.
We're not going to die.
Totally. Yeah. Or if like, yeah. It's just, I don't know. I guess you do. We turn to our moms more, right? I don't know. But, but I think too, like even with our kids, me like specifically, if I know I've been out of line with my kids, I have no problem saying to them, you know what, I am sorry. I'll say a lot of, hormones or whatever, right? Yeah. And I think owning it and teaching them that you can own it and that gives a lot of growth too.
And
It
you can
does.
like joke about it after. Like,
Oh.
I'm just like laughing to myself because when you said that, it made me think of this. Of like a couple months ago, I was mad at my son for something that happened at school, and it turned out that he wasn't totally in the wrong the way I thought he was, but we didn't find that out till later. So then I had to humble myself and say, like, you know what, I'm sorry. Perhaps the punishment was too strict and I may have overreacted because I thought something happened that didn't.
Right.
But he was laughing because I was like,
she was
I was like so angry.
She was
and
the
like,
army man.
I was like, that's it. I made this chore list and I was like, you will be doing chores till forever if you're gonna act this way. And one of the chores on there that I didn't think it was funny at the
Pam
time, but in
had him
hindsight,
picking up the poo with like literally like Q-tips.
no, I didn't. He did it regular. But one of the weird chores I put on there was wash the front door. Like, because there was
so
fingerprints
random.
on it. I was trying to think because
Yeah.
the problem was the house was clean and I was like, what could he do that he'd really be so like I shouldn't, it'll sink in. And so then and then he was like, wash the door. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, get a bucket of soapy water and you wash that door. And then he was like,
He's like,
okay.
okay.
And he did, and he like brings that up constantly now. And then every time
So now he's using it against you.
He's like, well, I'm gonna have to wash the door. and then we just both can't stop laughing because it's like that was unreasonable. I was like, that was totally unreasonable, and now they mock me for it, and I deserve it. So
hilarious.
And that's okay. Like as parents, we're gonna fail, and that's I think that's the biggest thing is to be able to have the conversation with our kids and say like, I'm sorry. Like I have no problem saying I'm sorry when I'm in the wrong, but. Yeah. Anyways,
and I think that can make you a better spouse in your future too, right? Like just like to be able to do that as well.
Right.
For me to like, if Brandon and I ever do have an issue, it's usually me.
Yeah.
I can admit that for sure.
Yeah.
But like I have no problem saying to him like I'm sorry. Like, I was out of line. There's no stubbornness of just like not talking.
And that probably helps in your relationship because then there's no like bitterness or resentment for that. Like it kind of dissolves whatever happens. Like oh well she said sorry, you recognize, like it almost is like a reset. Whereas if you are stubborn and hold on to it,
I mean that would be me.
It's like bitterness,
I'm
right?
really
As I'm
stubborn
saying,
about
that
it.
would be me. Yeah. I
am more stubborn for sure. Like if I know that I'm in the wrong,
If you
like
say
not
sorry, Alan's like, pardon?
He's like, one more time for the people in the back.
legitimately, he's like, whoa, can I record that? Because usually
No, you get it once.
Usually he'll say to me, you know, I need to edit this out. But usually he'll say to me, like, Leah, you cannot always use your body as an apology. Like, it cannot be manipulation. Like, you use your body
Yes,
as
you can, Leah.
manipulation. And
Yes,
I'm
you
like,
can.
Like, I'll show you. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say it.
exactly.
But I'll show you.
But because
That's awesome.
sometimes honestly to say it is more vulnerable.
That's
and
so funny, Leah.
yeah, I do struggle. But
Use your body as the
yeah, that's what he says to me. Leah, you cannot use your body for manipulation.
I think Alan's wrong.
honestly,
I think he's wrong.
right? It's really hard for me. But with my kids, no problem apologizing. So I don't know what. Maybe I need to get to the root cause of that. What is that?
But I feel like that's in marriage in its most beautiful, healthy form.
Yes.
That's what it does. It refines you, right? Like
It's
it
true.
humbles you. You have to be cooperative. You have to give in. You can't always get your way. You have to be like self-aware, apologetic, all the things in order to make it work.
Yeah,
right?
that's
so
true. Yeah.
it can be, even though it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really what's best for us.
It's true.
Yeah.
I feel like we've had a lot of good conversations.
know.
Yeah, I was
this
like
is
all
such a
over
good
the place. I feel like I go
conversation.
like,
I know.
oh, this and that, and
But
crying in
you've
my.
listened.
Yeah,
You
I know, it's true.
No,
It's
you
true.
got tears out of me. I rarely cry on
Wow.
here. So, which we needed to stop that because it would have been a disaster. But anyways, yeah, I feel like it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been
So
great to get
thank
to
you
know
so
you.
much
Yeah, thank
for
you.
coming on and sharing more of your story for sure.
Yes.
Some of your past that maybe I didn't know, but
Yeah.
just to give people hope that you can marry young and
You can.
it can work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
you
it's
can
true.
marry old and it can work out.
100%.
Not me, but like someone.
Like
can.
Pam.
Yeah.
I mean, generally.
That was your in. That was your in. Pam, that was a Freudian slip.
Pam, you set yourself up.
wanted- She did. Thank you. Thank you. You
As
said
soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, oh,
Crap.
I was saying, you can marry young or old.
right, any age,
Any
right,
age.
and you can make it work.
It's
And
true.
that it takes, consistency and effort.
Yeah.
You just can't
Yeah,
hope for it.
it's true.
I think if that's one
It
thing.
is work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't mean negative work.
Yeah.
It's just work.
It's just
Yeah,
work.
'cause
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
We've loved today. Guys, I hope you have loved today's episode of being all over the map, but do you expect anything else on the sunny side?
No.
100%.
No. Sometimes it's hard to caption these episodes, and it's like, what was this about?
It's true.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's see
it's
I'm excited to see the collab of this one.
Exactly.
it's a little slice of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the important part. And I think that that's the part that people come for.
Yeah.
So it's true. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you next week.